Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. In Islam, witchcraft, known as Sihr, is a real and serious danger. It is not just superstition. The Quran clearly warns us against it as a form of evil that can harm the body, mind, and soul. Sihr can disrupt our lives, causing illness, emotional distress, and misfortune. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us to seek refuge in Allah from such harm. Recognizing the signs early is crucial because ignoring them can allow this unseen harm to grow stronger. By understanding these signs, we can protect ourselves and our loved ones through faith, prayer, and the guidance of Islamic teachings. Have you or someone you know ever felt strange, like unseen forces are at play? Comment yes if you've felt that unease before. Step 1. Sudden and unexplained physical and emotional symptoms. One of the earliest signs that someone might be under the influence of witchcraft, Sihr, is the sudden onset of physical and emotional symptoms with no clear medical cause. These can include persistent headaches, unexplained nausea, feelings of anxiety or panic, insomnia that just won't go away, and sudden depression or sadness that feels overwhelming. For example, there is a well-known story from Egypt. A woman began experiencing intense sadness and sleepless nights shortly after her neighbor spat on her doorstep, a practice some use in attempts to cast Sihr. She visited doctors, but no physical illness was found. Only after seeking spiritual help and reciting protective verses from the Quran did her condition improve. In Islam, Surah Al-Falaq, chapter 113, is powerful supplication taught by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to protect oneself from all forms of evil, including the harm caused by Sihr. Reciting it regularly is a key step in safeguarding oneself. Sihr doesn't only affect the body, it also impacts the heart and mind. These physical and emotional effects serve as warnings that something unseen is disturbing your peace. Have you or your loved ones experienced sudden health issues with no medical explanation? Share your story below. Step 2. Unexplainable misfortune and breakdown of relationships. Another common sign of witchcraft, or Sihr, is a sudden and unexplained wave of misfortune. This might show up as repeated bad luck in your life, sudden and unexplainable fights within your family, or loss of income and business opportunities without any clear reason. When everything seems to go wrong all at once, it could be a sign that unseen forces are at work. For instance, a businessman in Pakistan experienced a sharp decline in his career. Contracts he had secured for years suddenly vanished, and he faced constant disputes with partners and clients. Many in his community suspected witchcraft because someone envious of his success had tried to harm him spiritually. This reminds us of the story of Prophet Joseph, peace be upon him, in the Quran. His own brothers envied him and plotted against him with lies and conspiracies, trying to destroy his future. Similarly, Sihr often targets a person's blessings, such as family harmony, wealth, and success. Recognizing these signs early can help prevent further damage. Sihr seeks to break down the very blessings Allah has given you, so turning to prayer, Quranic protection, and trusted spiritual help is essential. Has a sudden wave of misfortune hit you or someone you know? Do you think there's more than just coincidence? Comment misfortune if this resonates. Step 3. Nightmares and disturbing dreams. Dreams hold a special place in Islam. They can be a means of guidance, warning, or sometimes a way for evil forces to communicate fear and distress. Witchcraft, Sihr, often targets a person's spiritual well-being through disturbing nightmares and repeated frightening dreams. A real-life story comes from Indonesia, where a man began experiencing terrifying nightmares involving jinn, unseen spiritual beings mentioned in the Quran. These nightmares started soon after a jealous co-worker had shown clear envy towards him. The dreams were so vivid and unsettling that they began affecting his waking life, causing anxiety and fear. The Quran narrates the dreams of prophets like Yusuf, Joseph, who interpreted dreams as messages from Allah. However, there are also warnings about evil spirits trying to mislead or terrify believers through their dreams. These troubling dreams can be signs that Sihr is targeting your spiritual health, trying to break your peace and confidence. If you experience recurring nightmares or dreams that feel unnervingly real, it could be a sign to seek spiritual protection through prayer, Quranic recitation, and Ruqyah, spiritual healing. Have you ever had the same nightmare repeatedly or disturbing dreams that feel too real? Describe your experience in the comments. Step 4. Feeling of being watched or followed by invisible forces. One of the most unsettling signs that someone might be under the influence of witchcraft, Sihr, is the constant feeling of being watched or followed by unseen forces. This sensation can cause deep psychological and spiritual distress, making a person feel trapped or haunted by something dark and invisible. There is a real account from Morocco, where a family began to experience a heavy, dark presence in their home. They felt shadows moving, cold spots, and an overwhelming sense of dread. This all started after a heated dispute with a neighbor, leading many to suspect that witchcraft was involved, as the negative energy seemed to linger and grow stronger. The Quran clearly mentions jinn and unseen beings that can affect humans. Surah Al-Jinn, chapter 72, speaks about these creatures, some of whom can influence our world in ways we cannot see but definitely feel. Knowing this helps us understand that these experiences are not just in the mind, but can be spiritual attacks. The best protection is to seek refuge in Allah through prayers like Ayat al-Kursi 2:255 and regularly reciting Surah Al-Falaq and An-Nas. Consistent dua and spiritual cleansing are powerful tools to regain peace and safety. Do you or someone you know feel haunted or followed by something unseen? Let us know your story. Step 5. Objects moving or strange incidents around the house. One of the most obvious signs that witchcraft, Sihr, may be affecting you is when strange, unexplainable events start happening around your home. This can include objects moving on their own, lights flickering without reason, doors opening or closing by themselves, and unexplained noises such as footsteps or whispers in empty rooms. A real-life example comes from a household in Saudi Arabia, where, after a serious family dispute, members began experiencing ongoing disturbances. Cups would fall off shelves, lights would suddenly go off, and strange noises would echo at night. The family sought spiritual help and learned these incidents were likely linked to sihr meant to intimidate and spread fear. Islam teaches us to seek protection through Ruqyah, the recitation of Quranic verses and prayers for healing. One of the strongest verses for protection is Ayat al-Kursi, Surah Al-Baqarah 255, which shields the believer from all harm. Regular recitation and maintaining strong faith are key to counteracting these signs. Witchcraft often uses such physical manifestations to create fear and insecurity, breaking the peace of the home. Recognizing these signs allows us to act quickly with spiritual remedies and prayer. Have you ever witnessed objects moving on their own or unexplained events at home? Share what happened. Conclusion and call to action. To recap, the 5 signs someone might be under witchcraft, Sihr, include sudden unexplained physical and emotional symptoms, waves of misfortune and broken relationships, disturbing nightmares, feeling watched by unseen forces, and strange incidents around the home. These signs should not be ignored, but it's important not to jump to conclusions without evidence. The best protection is spiritual. Through sincere dua, regular Quran recitation, especially Surah Al-Falaq, An-Nas, and Ayat al-Kursi, and seeking advice from knowledgeable scholars. If you suspect witchcraft, turn to Allah for refuge and support from your community. Please share your experiences or questions below. Together, we can raise awareness and strengthen our faith to overcome these challenges. If you found this helpful, please share your story or any questions you have. Let's build a community to fight this together with faith and knowledge.